Hi everyone and welcome back for another episode in our Shooter AI tutorial series. In the last episode we got our AI to shoot at us and will chase us when we go out of view and continue shooting us. Now what we didn't like last time was how closely it hugged the wall to trace us down. Okay, it was too scientific. It just kept going to exactly where the player was standing. Okay, so if I'm standing here, it's going to run directly to that point there, which isn't what I really want. Okay, I want a bit more, almost a bit more randomness to it, but not exactly. So I'm going to tweak the find player query to make this a bit different to get a result we are more happy with. So previously it was generating a set of actors on our player character. And what we're going to be doing is changing its generation here, so it's not generating only actors of classes, but rather around a certain sort of donut or circle around the player instead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect that by using the Alt key, and from the root we're going to be choosing points, and we're going to be looking for points. We can use donut or circle. We can do circle. Like so. And our circle here, we're going to look at some of its settings on the right hand side here. So circle radius is 1000, the space between is 50, number of points 8, by space between Archangel 360, that's all fine. But circle center, we're going to change this over to our player context, which we made in our last episode. So choose that. And that means it will generate the circle points around the player and not around the AI. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to drag my trace onto this one. Like so. I can now delete that last. With that all set up there, we should be able to now just go into our map. And now with the EQS testing point, but I don't think it will show you. Yeah, it won't show you the generation around the player context, but we can see this in-game. If we push play, hit the apostrophe key, and I'm going to turn on my EQS, and you can see that circle being generated there, okay? So obviously this is way too big, okay? I want it to be a little circle around the player, not this nonsense, okay? It's just a lot. So what we're going to do in here is we're going to go back to our generation, and we're going to change the radius here to be more like 50. Space between, we can do 1. Number of points, 8. We could do 6. Actually, let's do 5. Keep it simple. And let's see how that looks. Okay, so I've got way too many points there, so I'm guessing that the generation, this is being multiplied to a number of points here. Okay, so number of points generated 5. I actually want to change that then to something else. So what we want to do is change, the point of circle spacing method to use number of points instead, and that will generate it with 5 points around our player. Okay, so there's the 5 points, and immediately it's going to choose one that would be a bit better. Okay, but it's still not great. Okay, so I'm going to just expand that circle a little bit more. So let's change that to 150. Click save. And let's see if that's more interesting. Okay, so here we have a much better circle, I feel like. So I can run. You can see that what he's doing here is he's now running and stopping as soon as he sees me. What I want him to do is continue running to that point. Okay, so I don't want him to abort he's moved to until he's done it. So we have to go to our behaviour tree. And what I want to do is when you can see the player, I don't want him to abort at all. So I'm going to choose none. And on result change. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to go to my Blackboard based condition on my sequence with the move to task. And where I've got observer aborts both, I'm just going to change it to lower priority only. So when the player cannot be seen, this will abort all that, which is what I want. Hit play, and we can, if I turn on the EQS, like so, and now run, he will now run to, notice how he's running to the full location before he's stops, sorry. Okay, so that's looking a bit more interesting, a lot not as stuck to the walls as I would like it to be. But what I want to be doing now is I want to change it so he's not focused on me the whole entire time. So when he stops seeing me, I want him to lose the focus, and that way he'll run, look where he's running. So let's do the lose focus task. So the lose focus task is similar to the normal focus task. So if I want, I can just duplicate this and just call it lose focus and open this up. And instead of having set focus, I can delete that, and I can just get the owner controller here, and I can go focus and choose clear focus. Like so. We don't need the player character, we'll give it that. And click compile. And in our behavior tree, we're going to, we could do it before or after the EQS query, don't think it matters too much. We just do the lose focus task. Like so. And click save. We can now push play and see if he stops looking like, there you go. So now he doesn't just look at me through walls, he's going to look at where he's running until he sees me. And when he sees me, he's going to stop, turn and shoot. Okay, so now he's got him focused, losing focus, sorry, and then focusing on me when he stops. There is one little bug we need to fix, and that is this bug here. So if I get him to run towards a location, just run and hide behind him. Oh, didn't work that time, hang on. If I run this way, notice how I just ran right past him and he lost sight of me. Okay, that is because he lost focus and doesn't regain focus until he has stopped moving. So what we need to do is tell that focus there, that can see player focus, to be separate, so when it can happen independently of everything else. So when he's running, if he sees me, the focus returns to me and he'll run towards my location and shoot towards me. So if I push escape here and go into my behavior tree, I want to be looking at the way I'm organizing this and its aborts to be much better here. Okay, so I've got at the moment the priority being the move to running location. This is the lower priority, but what I want to do is make this a higher priority. So if I select all that and drag it over here and select all this and just move it over this way, he should be a little bit better now. So let's see what issues this brings up, because it no doubt will. We got the, when this changes, when player can't see player is set, this will tell it to focus and start shooting. Move to location will be okay, I think. Can see player. When can see player is not set, it will report low priority. Now, nothing's lower priority apart from these ones. So when can see player is not set, I want it to abort it. None. We don't need to abort any. I think we'll save that and see what that does to us. We may need to fix a few things. So there he is running, and he's seen me while he's running. So if I just do this, and you can see he ran back. So is that a fluke, or we got it nailed first time? That's looking like it's working. So if I run behind him, yeah. Excellent. Okay, brilliant. That will do for this episode. In the next episode, we'll continue adding more behaviours to his character, and we'll possibly start making it so when we shoot at him, he can run for cover. Okay, so add a little bit of fear factor in him and get him running behind cover. Thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video and have any questions or suggestions for future content, please leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for all future content notifications. If you want to support me, and head over to patreon.com/Ryan Laley, and just for $1 you get access to loads of videos, all the videos early before anyone else, as well as exclusive videos and access to Discord and many other exclusive benefits as well. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.